Happy Sunday! We're live. As always, can people who are here now just let me know first and foremost if the audio is coming through clearly, video is good, everything is good to go. I'm excited that there are already 11 people waiting. Well, there were 11 people waiting. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. Obviously, we'll wait a few minutes here for people to start coming in. But right away, I would love to know where everybody's here from. Hey, Carol and Edward are here. First ones in the chat. It's great to see you both. Meru is here. Okay, this is like the whole gang is all coming to this one, which is great. How is everybody? Carol, Edward, Meru. Oh, hello, HMT from the Netherlands. Wow, lots of people from a very particular part of Europe. Hello, Rebecca's here. Thank you for reminding me. I was about to say parlando italiano con tanti errori is here. Ciao from Philadelphia. Rodrigo from Peru, good to see you. Mia's here. Caesar from Argentina, very good to see you all. Meru says, doing great, and asks how I'm doing. I'm doing really well. Yeah, I'm doing really, really well. Lots to talk about on this live stream. I'm really looking forward to it. Got my tea, of course. Hey, Larry Go is here. Good to see you, my friend. Wow, Sufyan is here from Pakistan. That is awesome. Very cool to see you. FF, Spanish girl living in Germany. Saludos. We have Luis, we have Linda. Hallo aus Deutschland. Good to see you, Linda. We have Jesse from Costa Rica. Whoa, Roman is here. Oh, good to see you. Gokvel. Shout out, Robin. Very good to see you all. So how has everybody's week been, right? This is the live stream. This is the Sunday live stream where we all talk about how our language learning went this last week. And of course, we have the book club going on for those of us who are joining that. I will be sharing with you my activity tracking sheet in just a moment. I will tell you, it has not been as perfect a week in terms of my tracking sheet as last week, but I'm still pretty happy with it. Not every week can be perfect, I guess. So yeah, how's everyone else's language learning been this week as we wait for everybody else to join? And of course, one special question. Has anybody been using Journaly and the new in-app notifications? If so, would love to know what you think in the chat, because this time last week on our last live stream, the in-app notifications were not alive yet. They were just on the edge of being brought into the world. So, Luis says, I've been spending a lot of time exercising my Spanish listening skills. I feel like I'm making progress. That is great. And Larry Go, yes, I did get the camera working. I assume everything is back to normal, right? Does everything sound, like crystal clear? Is the video crystal clear? And Tony, no. So I said in the kickoff video and on the website where we have all the information for the book club, the live streams are on Sunday at 4 p.m. It was just last week was the only time they were on Saturday. Hey, Michael's here. Hello, Michael, or Michael. All right. Edward says, of course, we've been using in-app notifications. Oh, I have to tell you, my whole body feels like 100 kilograms lighter, maybe 1,000, like a lot. I just feel so much lighter now that in-app notifications is is off of them. It feels so good. So good. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. And Francisca says, I just found the book club this week. I'm from Germany, learning Hungarian. Very, very cool. We have such a great German crew on these live streams, but we also have, it's really global. We have a ton of really awesome folks from Latin America. We have even people from Asia joining, even though it's probably really, really late. We have people from all over the place. We have Daily Deutsch. Hello, Daily Deutsch. The notifications are great. Thanks for the work. I appreciate that. All right, so getting into the book club sort of updates and hearing about how everybody has been doing. HMT starts us off saying, I just started my 4th graded reader in Swedish. Wow, that's really cool. Stolthet och fördom. Pride and Prejudice in Swedish. That is very, very cool. What sort of level is the graded reader? Is it yeah, I'm curious to know. Obviously, I have been reading Sherlock Holmes this week, but this one is in Mandarin Chinese, and this one is a very simple one. It's level 1 from Mandarin Companion, who are of course one of our sponsors for this book club, which I'll talk about later at some point. But it's really fun. I love that about graded readers. I love that you can, read something that really does feel very real. I mean, you're reading a story that you know about, something that's famous. These ones are really interesting. I'm curious to know, HMT, if your Swedish graded reader, has it been adapted at all, or is it basically the same story? The interesting thing about the Mandarin Companion Chinese graded readers is that they're all adapted. So my previous one, which was Emma from Jane Austen, well, this was adapted, so it takes place in modern day Shanghai, and so all the characters have new Chinese names, and the names are supposed to reflect the characters. And so with Sherlock Holmes, this one has also been adapted. So this also takes place in Shanghai, and it's really fun. Sherlock Holmes' name is Gao Ming, and Dr. Watson, his name is Zhao Liang, which I think is really fun. So I've been really enjoying that. Edward, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, I have a feeling, I feel like you would like Sherlock Holmes. I think that Caro, I could imagine her just reading Sherlock Holmes in Catalan or something, just straight away. Like, not even a graded reader, just straight to the real thing. But some of us need to start with the simplified versions. ECCC, hello from Romania. Good to see you. So Caesar says, the first week I read Anne Mort, which is this one. That's awesome. But unfortunately, don't have any other books from Mandarin Companion. This week, I'm reading Chinese Breeze, graded reader series. Very cool. Hey, Norma is here, all the way from California. My old home. I miss California. So hello, Norma. Representing California. Meru, who has been really killing it with her Spanish studies, says, almost done with my 2nd Spanish graded reader. I'll be moving on to a level 2 book for the 3rd week. Very, very cool. I have to say, I'm dying to... There's a fly. I'm dying to read something a bit more challenging. I think these have been really, really good for me, but I do think that after this book club, I'll be really looking forward to trying to move on to something, a little bit harder. But so I will tell you all how my week 2 went, and then we'll continue reading everybody else's comments from the chat. So here is my tracking sheet. as of week 2. So if you can see that, you will notice that it was not perfect, that's for sure. The funny thing is, on Monday, I was actually 70% finished with my second book. So I was really, really far ahead. And I actually was thinking, I might need to find something else to read because I thought I might finish everything really early. But then, yeah, as you can see, I had a few pretty tough days with the book club, doing a lot of work on the journaly stuff and all kinds of other things. But, this is how it goes, right? It's not perfect. Life happens. And the nice thing is, as you can see, I finished the week strong. And so I actually did finish Sherlock Holmes. So I finished this book, Sherlock Holmes and the Curly-Haired Company. Well, sorry, The Case of the Curly-Haired Company. So I'm very happy to say I'm still on track. So I finished both books. So I just have one book remaining, and that one is going to be The Prince and the Pauper, also from Mandarin Companion. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be nice. I think this one might be slightly longer. Let's see. This one's about 80 pages. And Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes was 58 pages or so. So I'm really looking forward to the last one. It's going to be significantly longer, which looking forward to. And then as a final update, if you want to look at my healthy habits, you can see I've not been doing amazingly well. I did okay, but yeah, meditation has been pretty bad. And come on, focus. Ugh, what in the world? Okay. Okay, whatever. But so software engineering studies has been extremely consistent, and that's been really good. Sleep has been okay, not amazing. But yeah, yoga and meditation, I have not been doing well at all. It's actually kind of funny because prior to the book club, I was doing really, really, really well with yoga, especially. So it's really funny that now that I'm tracking it for the book club, I didn't have a good week. But that's okay. Last week was pretty crazy, or this week, I guess. So, and I still have to write my journaly post for week 2. So I plan to do that for sure. And yeah, so that's my week 2. I have to say I'm really, really feeling very optimistic about the final week of the final book club for the year. So I definitely want to hear from everybody how you are all feeling. But you know what they say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So let's all finish strong next week. Holop says hello from India. Hi, hello. Okay, so Rebecca says, didn't read quite as much this week. Life gets in the way. Totally understand that. But I did manage to set aside 45 minutes yesterday just to read, and I really got into a nice reading flow, which doesn't always happen. That is awesome. Yeah, I love that. I do find that momentum is so important, and that's why, for me, I was so excited on Monday because I just had so much momentum. And then because I missed 4 days of reading, I felt like I lost all the momentum. And so I kind of had to give myself a really big push yesterday to start reading again. Thankfully, I got back into a rhythm pretty quickly, but I do find that challenging when you lose your rhythm. By the way, cheers. I haven't even had any tea yet. Cheers to everybody. I'm having tea. I hope that you are all enjoying something lovely as well. Okay. So Carol says, I'm not reading Sherlock Holmes yet. I added that. But Dan Brown in Catalan because I was curious to see how much I understand. Yes, I have heard from behind the scenes that you are reading very, very quickly these days in Catalan, which is really cool. Really cool. So Michael says, I've been listening a lot to podcasts in Italian and French, trying to improve the speed of my comprehension while listening. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't done much podcasting this week in my foreign languages. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts in English this week, but lots of music in Spanish. I always listen to lots and lots of Spanish music. I just love it. So yeah. Edward says, I'm not very active during this round of the book club due to other stuff going on, but I'm trying to read Astrofisica per chi va di fretta. Oh, interesting. In obviously Italian. So is that like astrophysics for people in a hurry? That's kind of funny. Um, let's see here. Oh no. What happened? Okay. I lost the window for a second there. So Erin says, I finished reading 我的老师是 is that 火星人 yeah 火星人 which I think was my teacher is a Martian, is that correct? So now just 1 week to finish the harder one, which is right, yeah, 王子和 what is it? That 穷孩子, which is the same one that I have. So, The Prince and the Pauper. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Well, Erin, I hope that next Sunday, you and I on this live stream can both be excited to have finished reading that last book, and maybe we can share our thoughts on it. Linda says, I have been guessing in the Journally guessing game, and as there were also some riddles in Spanish, I read some texts on Journally in Spanish. That's awesome. Yeah, Edward has been running the new thing on Journally, the Journally guessing game, which has been quite fun. By the way, so many really great posts on Journally. Yeah, really proud of everybody. Honestly, it's so cool to go on Journally and just see the amount of substantive, interesting content. Like, it's all really interesting. I feel like Journally is basically, it's a little bit like Facebook or some kind of social media platform, except for everybody's kind. It's all based on helping each other with our languages, and everybody writes about really substantive, interesting stuff. It's like all the good stuff about social networks. That was the plan all along. So anyway, it's really cool to see everybody's posts on Journally. And I can tell you, I think potentially by the end of today, we're going to release the incredibly exciting and mostly useless feature, which is the typewriting sounds. I think it's going to be tonight. You can turn them on and off, so don't worry. If you hate that, you don't have to use it. But it's like a little feature that I've always thought would be fun, just adding in little details to make the writing experience just like that much more delightful. So yeah, you can turn it on and off, and as you type, you'll get little typewriter sounds. I was gonna include the little ting at the end when a line is longer than 80 characters, but I decided not to because I thought that might be only people as ridiculous as me that would enjoy that. But who knows? Maybe if I get enough requests, we could add that. Maybe one day on Journally, you can configure your typewriter sounds and you could include that if you want it. But anyway, okay. Esther is here. Hello, Esther. She says, I didn't realize you were also tracking things other than reading. This month has definitely thrown me off when it comes to most of my habits, so reading has been difficult to make time for. Yeah, I totally understand. But you know what? The beautiful thing that I always take from meditation is that, at any moment you can just sort of begin again, right? I mean, it's Sunday night. Tomorrow is a new day. It's a new week. It's like we're halfway through the last month of the year. So, I say if you want to do this, then let's start fresh tomorrow and let's have an amazing final week of the book club. That's my thought. Um, Edward says, I've been writing the journally guessing game. I didn't know that counts. Well, it doesn't. I'm kidding. Um, we'll give you points for that, Edward. Although you have to include the Multilingual Book Club '04 topic tag if you want to get credit officially. Hello from Somalia. Hello, Fro. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but hello. Oh, Edward said that's how the book is called in English. Yeah. Erin says, I have yet to post anything on Journally. I'm intimidated trying to just write stuff in Mandarin. Thinking of trying to answer some of the comprehension questions from the first book as a post. That's actually a great idea. I would say, honestly, the nice thing about Journally and writing in general is that you can really take your time, so you can write a really short post. It could just be one single paragraph, right? I remember Trisha, our beloved Trisha, she was actually one of our alpha test users. So she was there way at the beginning. This was gosh. Yeah, that was about 15, 16 months ago now. And Trisha was a beginner in Turkish, and she used to just write posts that were literally one or two sentences, just to write something. So that's kind of the nice thing is you can, you can write things as short or as simple as you want, and the community is so welcoming. But I think that you make a great point. I think that doing the sort of exercises at the end of the book is a great idea for a post. And then the cool thing is you can get feedback and you can find out how correct you were, so um Edward says that was the plan all along until the cat tag appeared. You see, these live streams can be very productive. We got the cat tag and also the dog tag on Journally thanks to the shenanigans in these live streams. So, you see, I listen. I listen to all your feedback. You should always feel free to give feedback on your ideas because you just never know when it might suddenly pop up on Journally. Oh, Sam is here. Sam says, reading Sherlock Holmes in English is so amazing. It is not just about the language, but it takes me back to cloudy old London. I loved it. Oh, that's really cool. That is very cool. I do love that. I love how reading can just take you away to another place. And I think, especially when you're reading in a foreign language, that can be really quite magical. And especially if you happen to have been there, right? I remember reading a German graded reader that took place in Hamburg, where I used to live, and that was just, so magical. I would love to read. Oh, and by the way, I actually have I have multiple novels in Spanish that take place in Barcelona, for example. I'll go grab one actually. Let me go grab a book. I always like when I go grab books. So hang on one second. Okay, so this one is very bright, but this is, let's see if we can focus in. Últimas tardes con Teresa. And this book also takes place in Barcelona. So I actually got this thanks to a recommendation when I was living in Barcelona. And, so I like buying books that take place in places I've lived, especially, but of course, just places maybe you want to go one day. So I love how reading unlocks that for you. And I think it's beautiful that reading in foreign languages can do the same, because I think very often when we're learning foreign languages, we naturally imagine the possibilities, right? Imagine either living somewhere where the language is spoken or simply traveling to a place where the language is spoken or eating food from a culture that speaks that language. I mean, I just love how it takes you away. So, yeah. So, this could be a fun book to read one day. I actually haven't finished it yet. Yeah, I only read the beginning of it because I left Barcelona after that. And then so yeah, I think I've never shown this book on the live stream before. Edward, I did not disappear for 10 minutes. It was like 10 seconds. Okay. So Larry Go says, I'm reading Tolstoy in Spa. Is that... Yeah. I finished it already, but I'll read it 2 more times. Wow, that's awesome. I will look up all unfamiliar words before the second time. The third time, I'll read it along with the English translation. That's a good idea. Yeah, I remember the first time I read Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince, and I read that 3 times as well. So the first time I did look things up, and it was really interesting because I used the book as basically a map. It was a map to all the stuff that I didn't know. So I remember very clearly seeing il faut all the time. And I had never seen this before. And I was like, what the heck is this? Il faut aller, il faut que j'aille, il faut. And so I Googled it. I found a really nice article. I took notes. I learned it. And then I continued. And so the first time through Little Prince for me was a really great way to find all the gaps that I had not seen before in my textbooks. And then the second time I read it all the way through without stopping. And then the third time, I think I read it with a fine-tooth comb again. So yeah, I love repetitive consumption of content. It's a big thing for me. I know that some people hate it, but it's always so useful. So yeah. Ra says, hi, I'm from Sudan. I literally just found out about the book club. This will be a perfect way to improve my language skills. I speak Arabic and English, and I'm reading Harry Potter in French. Very cool. Bon courage. um, Meru says, it's that time of the live where the bookshelf gets a visit. Exactly. I love that. Oh, and by the way, what do you all think of this particular setup? I decided to change things up. I've used this setup a couple times for my Patreon weekly language diary and also for the podcast, which, by the way, I am so terrible at advertising my own stuff. So I think I've never, ever talked about it on a live stream. I'm not sure, but every live stream, I think, okay, I should probably at least mention my Patreon, and I never do. So just so you know, if anybody wants to have access to all the episodes of my podcast, which is really, really fun, you get to ask your own questions and I answer them, and it's very long form. Everything is 1 hour, and I make a video and an audio one. It's really cool. Then you can find that at patreon.com/Robin MacPherson. So yeah, I would love to know if you like the setup. And did you notice the Christmas tree? Right, I have a legitimate Christmassy environment, including I have. Do you all know what this bird is called in English? I'm gonna give special points in the live chat if anybody knows what this bird is. Does anyone know? Come on. I want to get at least one answer. Yes, Edward is correct. This is a robin. And so, you know, I saw this little guy in a gift shop in Bristol, and I was like, you know, I can't let him just stay there alone during Christmas. So, yeah, I got a robin for my Christmas tree. I know you're all probably thinking that is a massive tree, and I know it's overwhelming, but just if you take a step back, it doesn't look so big. Um, okay, there we go. All right, so extra points for Edward, Esther, Carol, and Linda, who all guessed correctly. Okay, let's see here. Erin says, so many good books set in Barcelona. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I would love some more recommendations. So Erin, if you're following me on Instagram, please send me a message with any recommendations you have for other books that are set in Barcelona. Because I guess, you know, it doesn't have to be in Spanish, right? Or Catalan. I would love to be able to read like a novel in Catalan one day. There's a special there are some books that have been written about very famous plazas, like Plaza del Diamant. And so I would really love to be able to read those books in Catalan one day. That would be very, very cool. I imagine that reading in Catalan, you know, I should really try that because I feel like reading, it would be a lot easier to pull from my Spanish and French and Italian and Portuguese. Like, I'd like to try that. Yeah. Norma says, I've been reading tiny short stories in Korean. That is fantastic. Wow. I haven't been able to read as much as last round, but I hope to finish stronger. Awesome. Well, Norma, I'm sending you like so many good vibes. Like imagine like I'm sending you a big plant load of good vibes. By the way, my new plant is making another appearance. Yeah, sending you all the good vibes, lots of good luck for this last week, and I will be checking in to see how your reading is going. But no pressure. No pressure. um, Giovanni says, hi, do you speak Russian? And if so, do you know any good graded reader books in Russian? Cheers. I do not speak Russian. I did learn some Russian for a while, which we talked about in one of the podcast episodes. But no, I do not speak Russian. And so unfortunately, I can't recommend any graded readers, but I'm sure people in the chat probably can. We have a lot of people who speak or are learning Russian. Let's see here. Hilol says, do you have any tips for how I can advance my French and what I should focus on in French to improve it? To be honest, that would really depend on your French level, like what your level is and what skills you need to work on. You know, so I think I would need to know more information. So first of all, Linda says in Germany we say Rotkehlchen. Is that right? Is that for the robin? That's kind of cool. Oh, I see. Like red. Is that like red breast? Because in English, we call it a robin redbreast as well. Larry Go says the only thing that came to my mind was an angry bird. No, I think my robin is a very peaceful bird, but yeah, it does look a little bit like one of those angry birds. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So Giovanni says Petirosso in Italian for robin, and I believe in Spanish it's also Petirojo, because I used to have an amazing coworker whose name was Dan G, and he is hilarious. He's from Mexico, and I used to love talking to him in Spanish. He's just like so funny, and he used to call me Petirrojo. little bit. Let's see. So Harper says maybe it's an angry robin. Look, there's no such thing as an angry robin. I really do stay pretty much peaceful all the time. Yeah, I'm not an angry person or an angry bird. Just in case that was not clear. Erin says La Catedral del Mar, La Sombra del Viento, right? The first book from the book club. Nomadic Vegan, hey, Wendy, says, I bet you could read in Catalan pretty easily. Cajo says you could probably read in Catalan. Yeah, maybe I should give it a try. Yeah. Maybe Edward, who is our, what's the word I'm looking for? He's our resident Catalan speaker. Maybe Edward could recommend a really, really solid book to read in Catalan, because I probably shouldn't try something like La Sombra del Viento. You know, probably something a little bit shorter would be good. Let's see. Yeah, Michael says Catalan should be very similar to Italian and Spanish. Yeah, I mean, Catalan's fascinating. It really is. But I think especially when listening to Catalan, it's not as easy as you might think. Like, you might think, hey, if you speak Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, Catalan must be, really easy to understand. But, it's not easy to listen to, in my opinion. When I listen to Catalan, I can definitely understand a lot of things, but yeah, it's not as, I don't know. In my experience, it's not as simple as you might think. Yeah, for me, when I was learning Italian after French and having some Spanish, like, I don't know, that almost felt easier somehow. Like, I don't know. I find Italian to be a lot easier on the ears. Like, the rhythm is a little bit easier to follow for me. Catalan, it's pretty tricky. But reading, I imagine, could be very, very, very interesting. By the way, Wendy, I know you're reading in Chinese for this book club, but I'd love to know how your Gallego is going. I've been meaning to try to find some native speakers that I could direct to Journaly to correct your posts. But yeah. Erin says, I think you could read in Catalan. My kid got fluent while living in Barcelona, and I've got some books around, and I can almost make it out. I see. Edward says it's so surreal to see so many people talking about Catalan. Yep, that's right. Caesar says, I have a writer uncle who lives in Barcelona, and I recommend París siempre valía la pena. Oh, interesting. All right, I'm going to copy that right now, and I'm going to put it in my notes. Okay, I've saved it. Catalan book recommendation. Yeah. I have to make sure I save things because otherwise it will definitely get lost. Let's see. Snowlight says, I have been learning French for the whole week, though I'm having difficulty when hearing French sentences, and without subtitles, I can't hear some of it. Yeah, I think that French is tricky in that regard. I think lots of languages, right? Like, when you get to a certain level, but I think there are some languages that exhibit this more than others, where there's a lot more, like, where sounds really just blend together so seamlessly. And so there's definitely situations like that when you're not even sure, like, when does the word finish? When does it begin? But you'll definitely get there, so just keep going. Oh, wow, that's really interesting. So Erin says that Rotkehlchen is little red throat. That's really interesting. How in English we focus on the chest, and in German it's the throat. Hilo says, "Wait, there are Sudanese people here. That's amazing. I'm Ethiopian. Very cool." Edward says, "In Catalan it's called Pit Roik. Is that right? Or Rubit?" That's pretty cool. Hey, Rasmus is here. Good to see you. I'm doing very well, thank you. Oh, how are you doing this week? And how is it going with your Danish? I hope everything is well. Let's see. Erin says, "Have you watched Merli on Netflix in Catalan? I watched it in Spanish, or I watched it with Spanish subtitles. I could pick up a lot." Oh, that's another good tip. I will write that down. All right, I should open a whole note here for just Catalan content recommendations. Let's see. Okay. So Carol says, "I also don't find Catalan easy to listen to and pronounce, but it's easy to read." Interesting. Larry Go says, "I might watch it." There might be a big spike in viewership on Netflix for Medellin. Okay. Oh, here we go. Edward says, "So here are my 2 improvised Catalan book recommendations for Robin. Breu Historia del temps. It's already been too long since I've been learning Catalan. And then Breu Historia del Món. Interesting. The first is physics. The second is history. These definitely sound like very Edward recommendations, which is great. So I will also put those in my little note here. Oh, interesting. Erin is full of amazing recommendations today. So Wendy, who is learning Gallego, Erin says, "Whoever's learning Gallego, there is a Netflix series in that as well. Bitter Daisies. I also watched it with English subtitles." That's amazing. I'm not sure if Wendy is still here, but if she's not, I'm going to send her... I'll send her a message on Instagram to make sure she gets that recommendation. 'Cause, yeah, Wendy has been writing... I think she wrote quite a lot of posts in Gallego on Journaly, and I think we didn't have any native speakers, but we had people who spoke other languages and dialects, and so I think she was able to get at least some discussion on her Gallego posts, but I think she didn't manage to get... I'm not sure, but yeah, I'd love to find people that could engage with her. And that's everything in the chat so far. Oh, Wendy's still here. In Gallego, it's O sabor das... Okay, I'm not sure why I'm trying to pronounce it. I have no knowledge of Gallego or its pronunciation. But that's interesting. I mean, it certainly looks... I mean, I can understand from reading it. Jessica says, "Hi, Robin. I used to live in Bristol. The photos you post bring back memories." Oh, that's nice. "I'm trying to learn Korean. I have a small collection of books as motivation. Hoping to join the book club next time around. Your approach and thoughts on language learning are inspiring." Well, thank you very much, Jessica. I really appreciate that feedback. So that's everything in the chat. We're a little bit earlier than usual. If anybody has any last things they want to share, if anybody has any questions, or in the book club, if anybody has been struggling with anything, any questions you want to ask me or the group, we have about 15 minutes of our normal scheduling. But of course, we can finish early if everybody feels ready to go into Sunday evening. I know for me, this evening, I think I'm going to start my next book, although I really want to watch the last episode of La Casa de Papel. So we'll see. Maybe I'll wait until tomorrow to start my last graded reader. Erin says Gallego is so similar to Portuguese. I spent a bunch of time analyzing it while watching the show. Very, very interesting. I would love to go back to Spain and get to. I mean, first and foremost, get to go back to Barcelona. I miss it so much. Oh, so much. And then, of course, I would love to get the chance to actually see more of Catalonia, but I would love to see other parts of that region of Spain, and then, of course, just all over. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. One day, one day. Well, it seems like that's pretty much everything in the chat. So I think we'll close it here. We'll have a nice early finish today. So thank you everybody who has been joining the book club and anybody else who joined the live stream. It's always good to hang out. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it interesting. So yeah, one last look at my tracking sheet. So I am really going to strive to have an amazing third week. So these are all my healthy habits. So I'm really going to make a huge effort to finish strong on all of my habits, and of course my reading, studying, and and my writing as well. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday, 4 p.m. for the final live stream of the year. Definitely don't want to miss it. And before I let you go, hang on. I just remembered. I of course need to really quickly just give a huge thank you and a huge shout out to our first sponsor, which is Mandarin Companion. They have been sponsoring the whole book club. And it's been a delight to read their books and have them as a sponsor. And then, of course, Scritter has been absolutely amazing. Honestly, yeah, on those 4 days where I didn't get to read, Scritter was there. Like it's always just such a great tool for those days when I just need something easy, something where it's all there, it's organized. I got my reviews. It's just been really great to have both of them as co-sponsors. So thank you to both Scritter and Mandarin Companion. And yeah, Larry Go says it will be the last live stream of the year, I presume. Yeah, I guess it will. I mean, we could do one more at the end of the year, I guess. I'm not really sure how many people would be available. I'm imagining a lot of people will have lots of things going on. So yeah, I think next Sunday will be the last one of the year. So let's all be here if you can, and let's make it a really good one. Okay, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Also, I'm so happy that the camera worked today. Oh, so much better. Okay. Bye. Take care. Happy Sunday evening. And seriously, I'm cheering everybody on for next week. All of you. So, bye. Hasta la próxima. A bientôt. またね。下次见。拜拜。